Am I on, honey cow? Well, howdy, folks. Really? It is a bit windy here. Back in Kata Beach. Yes, we like beaches and parks. And the trolls, what do they like? Nothing, because they're losers. Especially when you know the troll and you know the speech pattern. You're dealing with Mr. Groundhog Day. Very interesting. Well, it's going to be windy. I don't know if my hand here can shield this or not. I don't know if it's going to sound terrible, but I want to start off the show honoring our good buddy E.T. Travel Freely with some of his greatest hits. I have a picture there of the Poodle Noodle, the biggest idiot that ever hit YouTube. Uneducated moron on every level. I'll go into that in a bit. But let me start off with honoring E.T. with a few tunes. Okay, I'll try it, Dear John, oh, how I hate to write. Dear John, you sent your Western Union last night. Dear John, I've done many cam shows this week. My John. Okay, there's the first one in the books. And that is for our good friend E.T. Travel Freely. And I do apologize if there's a lot of wind noise. The wind really kicked up suddenly here. It was a calm, easy day. I think the bird there even wants to stay out of the sky. It's a little bit intense. So, yes, our first is for the one and only E.T. Hey, it's Grand Dan. How are you? I haven't seen you for a while. We've been doing morning shows, early morning. We decided to flip that script today because we had something to do. We went on a movie marathon. Movie marathon at the mall. How have you been, Granddad? Hope you're doing great. Hope you're doing great. So that was the first song for E.T. And now here's a new song for him in dealing with the biggest loser in the Philippines, the Poodle Noodle, and her fake boyfriend of 15 years that she's been cheating on ever since, John Boone. John Boone, like Daniel Boone. So here's how that song goes. My Bonny lies over the ocean. My Bonny lies over the sea. My Boney Annie lies over the ocean. Oh, bring back my Western Union to me. Bring back, oh, send me remittances, John Boone Bean. Bring back, Bring back, oh, bring back my remittances to me. Yeah, and that is for the great. Thank you so much. That is for the great ET, travel freely in Malaysia, doing the Lord's work, taking out the garbage, the ultimate garbage queen, the poodle noodle in Butuan, and her cam shows and her threats. Let's deal with a couple of these threats. We left the Philippines over 2.5 years ago, maybe longer. Came back and lived in Boracay for 6 months and then moved back away. And yet the poodle noodle is still threatening that she's filing cases. She's gone to report us to DSWD. They don't have any. Uh, oh, you have to go. Come on. DSWD doesn't give a shit about this case, number one. Number two, for many years I knew the poodle noodle and she would ask me for money so she could take a trip to Cagayan de Oro to go and look like she was filing cases against Ruby. Now, she never actually did, because it's up to you how to raise your children. I don't give a fuck what DSWD says. They don't have any authority or jurisdiction over me. I'm not a Filipino and I don't live in the Philippines. So I don't give a shit what DSWD says. And I wouldn't even care what they said even if I lived there. So it's all a bunch of bullshit. So ET here, I don't know if you heard it, ET, but I did a rendition for you. I'll do it again. My Bonny lies over the ocean. My Bonny lies over the sea. I'm going to send remittances tomorrow. Oh, bring back my Bonny to me. I've got a poodle. I've got a poodle noodle with a 49 IQ. I send her every month a few hundred from me to you. My Bonny lies over the ocean. My cam show is waiting for you. If you're stupid enough to give me $50, I'll give a happy time to you. Bring back, bring back, bring back Boney Annie to me, to me. Bring back, bring back. E.T. is the king of YT. And then, of course, if you didn't hear it at first, Dear John, oh, how I hate to ride my John. Okay, and I see Douglas Williams in the house. Granddad is back. Awesome. Doug Williams is in the house. Oh, we are doing marvelous, Doug Williams. Went and saw the movie with Dwayne Johnson today. We've kind of been in a movie mode lately. Saw Spider-Man the other day and Gremlins last week. I'll tell you, for the amount of money they charge for these movie theaters, the quality is so unbelievable. The quality of the movie theater itself, the sound, the picture, and they do it all. Like in Malaysia, we were doing it for $5 a person. Here it's about $8 a person, but a little bit more elaborate place. So we have E.T. in the house. E.T. is the garbage man of YouTube, taking out the garbage. And the ultimate garbage queen is the Poodle Noodle of Butuan with her fake DSWD claims, as if anybody gives a shit. The obsessions, 3 or 4 years obsessed, incessantly talking about other people who don't ever listen to her, have nothing to do with her whatsoever. And I say 3 to 4 years, that's how long she's been attacking us. How about all the other people? How about Ruby for years? And Mommy May, Mom and I are good buddies. Anything that anyone tells you otherwise, they're lying. We are very friendly with Mom. She was attacking She and Heidi before for years. She used to attack Frank and Gilda for years until she became nuzzled up with them. And it doesn't surprise me, of course. Birds of a feather flock together. Of course, her other lunatic supporter, Sicko Miko, who threatened to kill me about 5 different times, and yet I showed up in Dublin 6 times. All 6 times gave him my location, my room, where I was, map coordinates, and what do you know? He never showed up. And that's how trolls are in YouTube. They have no balls. They got no life. All they can do is make up fake accounts to attack people. That's how miserable they are. Pathetic human beings. Imagine how, what's the place today? We're in Kata today, Grandin. Same thing as before, but on the other side. We used to be down over there. We went to Corone, Freedom Beach, and here. These are all within walking distance from where we live. I think Corone is about a 6-minute walk from where we live, and this is about a 3-minute walk, I guess. So we tend to go here, but we've been trying to hit all the different beaches on Phuket little by little. Yes, it is Kata Beach. So imagine you got no life whatsoever. Think about this. And all you can do is attack people who are enjoying their life on YouTube. They're not hurting anyone, they're just showing you different places. And you got nothing going on, so you make a troll accounts and go out and attack people. And yet, when we look at your account, it shows nothing. Because you got nothing. Trolls are, by and large, they're by and large a complete waste of time. You shouldn't bother feeding the trolls, as they say. But just pitiful human beings, man. Even more pitiful, I would say, than the Poodle Noodle and Frank and the other losers on YouTube. We got a lot of winners on YouTube, of course. There she is. There's Mom right there, and there's Feathers. Hello, Feathers. Hello, Mom. Coming from the E.T. Travel Freely show, and I'm going to give you my rendition of E.T.'s song from earlier today. This is my little twist on it. I think E.T. and I should start up a quartet. Get Douglas Williams in there and a few others, and we'll get, 4-part harmonies, but I'll do my part, okay? My Bonny lies over the ocean. My Bonny Annie lies over the sea. I send her remittances every Tuesday, but she won't stop begging from me. Bring back the cam show of Dirty Annie. Bring back The mental hospital I was in for 3 years. To me, my Bonny lies over the ocean. My Bonny lies over the sea. I'm engaged for 15 years to Boney Annie. Oh, bring back Boney Annie to me. She's cheated with Warren Hunt and with breaking traditions and Adrian Gibson and everybody else in YT. That's my... Yeah, you're right, E.T. Never showed up to kill me. How many people do we got here? 24 in the house. Well, what other songs can we have? Country music's always been a real close-knit family. But lately some of my kinfolk have disowned a few others than me. Okay, better leave that one alone. Okay, well, thank you. You can say you're not happy. I can't say I'm not happy, especially because we've never been happy in our life. I would say that if you took a poll of everybody here, we all would say that at this moment in our life, we're happier than we've ever been. We've had our problems, though, too. 3 years ago, we had a problem. We had a little bit of a breakup, not a breakup, but a separation, misunderstanding here and there. It takes time to iron out every issue, but love will prevail. You know, I've known the people I'm with here for 10 to 15 years. It's not like some quick thing. What place is this? This is Kata Beach, Brianna, in Phuket. Now we're on this side here by this mountain over here. Right on the other side of that is Coron Beach. Coron with a K, not Coron like the sea, which is in the Philippines, in Palawan. This is a very popular beach. Coron is less popular. I'd say it's very beautiful, but it doesn't have as many umbrellas and stuff. These umbrellas go all the way down to the other side. Phuket itself is an extremely popular place. It's got about 11 million tourists a year, 12 million. So this one island gets more tourists than the whole Philippines by 2-to-1 margin. So it's a very popular place, but my philosophy is always this. I like to see the places that are a little bit out and about, you know, less popular. I do like to see those places. Hidden gems. But I like to go to the places that are super popular too. There's a reason why they became popular. There's a reason why Hollywood has made many movies with Phuket as its backdrop, and Fifi Island and James Bond Island and so on. Because it's a truly lovely place and we love it here. HKE's in the house, how are you? Now our normal base is in Da Nang. We live in Da Nang, that's where all of our stuff is permanently residing. But the last few years, we get the travel bug and we've probably been on the road half that time. So half the time we lived in Vietnam, the other half we mix it up between Cambodia, Malaysia, Singapore, Thailand, so on. Yeah, Brianna and HKE is in the house. How are you? So I just wanted to address that with, well, and HKE's here and Mom is here. And they've all been not attackers, the victim of the attacks of the poodle noodle. And of course, all these attacks, they don't go anywhere. The poodle has been doing the attacks for 10 years, and the list of people attacking is very long. Now, I can prove it to you, and I've shown it to different people, the over 1,800 times that the poodle came to me and begged me for money. And I used to help her because I felt sorry for her. But as I realized what she does and how many people she deceives and how many people she fools and cheats on and reports and does everything else, I realized that, you gotta distance yourself from toxic people like this. The latest thing is, and this has been going around for years, that she's going to run to the DSWD and file a report on me. Well, I don't give a fuck. I don't live in the Philippines. I don't give a shit what DSWD says. They have no jurisdiction whatsoever. And even if I did live there, I would tell them to go to hell anyway, because they're my kids. I raise them the way I want to raise them. They're not the DSWD's children. Now, you're talking about one of the shittiest mothers that the country has ever known. This person deserves to be, not only have her kids taken away from her, but deserves to be locked down for all of the lies and all of the torture and torment she's done to other people. If anyone deserves cases filed, it's on her. Most of us won't do it because we don't want to waste our time. What are you going to get out of it? Say you go do a civil case. She doesn't have any money. She's begging for money all the time. She doesn't have anything to offer. She doesn't have any brains. She can't hold a conversation. So you can spend all your life going through the Philippines bullshit legal system, and what are you going to get out of it? Look at all that's happened in the Frank and Barry saga, going on for years and years and years. And now Barry's still locked up for 3 years for being an overstayer. 3.5 years. Absolutely ludicrous. Okay, Brianna, thanks for stopping by. But, I hope you're listening there, you dipshit noodle, because we only, there's been a flurry lately, and a lot of people message us. We never listen to your channel. I haven't listened to you for over 3 years, not even for 1 second. I have never listened to your channel for more than 3 years. I don't give a shit what you say. Your words mean nothing. You're a big fucking loser. You have never accomplished anything in your life. Your whole life you've been a beggar. You're an uneducated moron. No one gives a shit about what you have to say. But I'll tell you truthfully, I even offered to have April and Honeyco and the entire family move back to Boracay, where we lived before, or come here to Phuket. 100% of them want to live here. They want to be here. They don't want to go back to the Philippines. And it's not because of you or any of your bullshit threats. It's because they like it here more. If you were to ask them, and they were forced to tell the truth, like they have in some kind of a machine that forced them to tell the truth, they would tell you that they're happier now than they've ever been in their life, and they've enjoyed their life more than they've ever enjoyed it. Same thing with my kids, and the same thing with me. We like our life. We enjoy it. My kids are doing better than they've ever done. My oldest kid, who's 14, is 4 years ahead of public school level in the Philippines. They're all way ahead. Certainly way ahead of your child. What we should be asking is, why is your kid so far behind? I think maybe someone should file a case to test that theory, like what's going on. But the truth is, we don't pay any attention to it unless a flurry of messages come our way, because we're busy with our life, our work, We're doing this whole book business that we're involved in, along with my work, and of course raising kids and traveling. That takes up all of our time. And we enjoy our life. Every single day is another great day. Now, everyone listening to this, I hope that's your philosophy too. Every day, you want to make it a little bit better than the day before. Enjoy your life. Don't become like an idiot like the noodle, a complete buffoon who screams into the camera, screams into the microphone 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, begs people constantly to save them, claims to have all this education and all this whatever, and yet sits there emaciated, sick looking, pitiful on every level. Don't let it happen to you. Go on, live your life. If you are, I don't care if you're living in the backwoods of Mississippi, or if you're living on the frozen tundra of Winnipeg, or wherever you're listening from. Solomon, who Jesus said was the wisest man ever born to woman, said in Proverbs, quote, "It is better to live in a little tiny corner of a rooftop than to live in the house with a contentious woman." Why do you think that person's still sitting there at age 50 in that miserable setup that she's in? She's a miserable, horrible human being. Nobody truly wants to be around it. Yeah, there's some basement boys that are lonely, that would rather talk than to have nothing. But none of them ever come. None of them ever rescue. None of them ever go off and take them to another country. Nothing. Zero. Imagine being in an LDR for 15 years and never meeting the person. What the fuck, Doug? So I thought I would come down and address that. You know, a lot of times people might get up and exaggerate and say, "Hey, you know, we're doing great," but deep inside their hurt, you know, their life is miserable or it's hurting or something. I know that happens, but for us, it's not happening at this moment. In the past 15 years, it did happen for a few months where we had a major misunderstanding. But at the moment, and for a long time now, we've never been happier with life. We enjoy our life every day. We live life to the fullest. We're not at war with anyone other than the disgusting poodle. And we just don't have any contentious anything going on with our life. We enjoy what we're doing. I say this all the time too, that I always wish people could come out here, places like this, see it for themselves, visit, travel as much as you can while you can. It was always a dream of mine when I was in high school to travel the world. Thankfully, I've been able to go to over 100 countries. It's been, aside from my relationships, it's been my greatest experience of my life. I would like to still travel for many, many years to come. Well, Granddad, you know, I think that we can be inspired by other people. I don't want to be jealous of other people. I want to be inspired. So if somebody, for instance, is able to summit Mount Everest. I used to do hiking all the time for decades, hiking and mountain climbing. And the highest I ever got was like 14,000 feet. I summited Whitney and Mount Humphreys in Arizona and a few other places that were somewhere close to, I mean, Whitney's around 14,000, 15,000. Would I have loved to have done Everest too? Yeah, I would have. But it wasn't in the cards. Uh, I got out of shape. I had, knee surgery, one thing after the next. And I just wasn't, it wasn't going to happen. I wasn't going to make it to Everest. I wasn't even going to make it to Mount McKinley at 20,000 feet. But I continued to hike all over California and Arizona and other parts of the United States. And then even in the Philippines, I did a lot of hiking. And I still loved it and I still enjoyed it. When I knew people, and I knew a couple people personally that did Mount Everest and survived it, there wasn't jealousy in the negative way. There was a positive sort of sweet envy where I say, hey, I wish I could do that, but I'm at least happy I know someone who did it. And while I'll never be able to do it, I'll try my best to do the best I can, how I can. You are so right about that, HKE. Now, I'm not up to speed with your latest developments, but I remember when you were doing good and you had your guy from Australia coming. And when we see, now I know that he passed away, and that's a very horrible thing, but I don't mean to bring that up, but I'm going to bring it up simply because when that happened, before it happened, we rejoice with those who rejoice. It's Beatitudes, Matthew chapter 5. When he passed away, we weep with those who weep. We're not happy when someone fails. We feel for them and we reach out to them and we show support to them. Not when they fail, but when something goes the wrong way. Or if they fail, either one. And when it's good and looks really promising and really happy, we rejoice with them. So you went through a time where there was a lot of rejoicing and then there was a lot of sorrow. And so we, from a distance, and even when we talked to you, expressed those feelings, and I think everybody did. Everybody who's decent, but not the poodle. They couldn't handle that things were going well. When they were going well, and when things went the wrong way, they're out in the streets dancing when they see other people suffer or they go through a difficult patch. For one, the same pile of garbage claims to be a born-again Christian. That belief of mocking those and the belief of rejoicing when they fail or when things go wrong is antithetical to what she claims she believes. You can go to church, but that doesn't make you a Christian any more than going to McDonald's makes you a French fry. Eat a lot of crab. They are bitter in their life. Now, let's say that in your case, it had gone, you didn't hit the tragedy button, but let's say it was the other way. And next thing you know, you're living in Australia, you're killing it. You're doing live streams out at the beach there in Bondi Beach or wherever it is, right? You're over at the Sydney Opera House saying, hey, here we are. We could look at that and say, gee, I wish I could do that. What do I got to do that? Even when I was a young man, if my parents ever saw me throwing a pity party, feeling sorry for myself, they would let me know, and they would usually often backhand me if I did it. Because we can look at other people's lives when things are going well. We could We could say, hey, I wish I was there. I wish I could do that now. Like, I wish, look, for many years when I was younger, I wish I could be right here at Kata Beach in Phuket. Who wouldn't want to be here? It's like one of the greatest beaches in the world. But I couldn't at the time. So the next question was, okay, what do I got to do? Well, maybe I got to save up some money. Maybe I got to make a plan. Maybe I go to an alternative beach that's almost as good, but maybe within my reach. There's a lot of things, but one thing that'll never get you to those destinations is feeling sorry for yourself or being bitter and angry and lashing out at other people. So, a few years ago, we had a rough patch where April and I spent several months separate, and all the rumors that were spread out there were not true. And, once everybody got it figured out, everything came back together and everything's been much better since. In fact, beyond much better. And we're happy with our life. Now I have two women here, Honeyco and April, and most people can't handle that. That makes them want to pull their hair out, palpitate, scream and shout. But this is the life that we all chose to live. And we're not asking for permission from anybody. We live it and we're happy with it. It's all a choice that everybody made. No one is bound to stick around. People can live however they want to live. If it's not for them, it's not for them. But it is for us. And we don't need people on YouTube telling us otherwise, because we don't meddle in other people's lives. I don't meddle in HKE's life. I've met ET 4 or 5, 6 times. I can't even remember. I don't meddle in his life. I don't demand he take me to his house, show me his bank account, let me talk to his girlfriend. I don't know. We don't do that. Well, honestly, Granddad, and this is the truth, I used to come to the Philippines and I was very much the playboy. Um, I've known April and Aniko for more than a decade each. April for 15 years. And they know my viewpoint and they liked it because they grew up around nonstop hypocrisy where everyone's cheating on everybody. And I don't believe in cheating. Everything I do is 100% transparent, and we all do that. But I'm not going to cheat. I'm not going to go around like a cockroach sneaking around and dating people behind people's back. It's not how it works. Tita Marie is in the house. Thank you for stopping by, Tita Marie. This is Kata Beach in Phuket. My children are down there swimming. Yesterday we were boogie boarding. They boogie board every other day because they get little scrapes on their bellies and they need to have them sort of heal up. So, like I was saying, I don't go to ET's house and say, I want to see where I want to open your bank account. I want to see, this is not how life works. I don't go to Mommy May and say, I want to know about your setup with your husband there, or to anybody. I don't care what people do in their private life. Whatever you want to do, if you're a man and you want to be a bisexual and you want to suck dicks, I don't care about that either. I don't care what people do in life. And when people are with other people, like me and Honeyco and April, it's 100% by choice. There's no force. There's no coercion. It's open door policy. In fact, I've told them before many times, you can go, walk out of here, and I'll support you the rest of your life. They don't want to go. They like their life. So if people have a problem with that, that's on them. I'm not sure what you mean by that, Grandan. I've look. If you go back in the time to my old shows from years ago, I used to have 15, 20 girls with me everywhere I went before I was married. I went. I had a 15 passenger van that drove city to city, province to province with an entourage. And I have some of that on YouTube. If you go back to like when I met Ricky Drama and Jay, I brought a lot of those people along. So I always was very friendly and had a lot of people that I knew. Oh, I hope you can come, Tita Marie, because we live in Da Nang full time. We used to live in Boracay full time. This is at least as good as Da Nang. It for different reasons. We love Da Nang, and that's our home base, Da Nang, Vietnam. But this is a very close, almost tied for first. We love it here in Phuket, and they have huge malls here, almost like what type of malls you'd see in Bangkok or Manila. So if you can do it, if you can go on Cebu Pacific and get a piso fare, definitely do it. It's worth it. And I think ET's been here many times too. This is one of his favorite places. And if you're coming from Malaysia, where we just came from, it's just a hop, skip, and a jump. But anyway, so we have what you would call a polyamorous relationship, where we all got a relationship with each other, and everybody's involved with each other. That means April and Honeyco are involved with each other. Now, if some people, it's hard for them to hear those words, but that's how it is. So we try to do the best we can do. We're happy with our life. If that's not for you, then God bless you. You live the life you want to live, and we'll support you 100%. Let's see, Tita Marie. We were in Bangkok. Oh, yeah. Yeah, we do too, Tita. We go to Bangkok 2 or 3 times a year. We've often stayed for 1 to 2 months at a time. We sometimes will go down to Pattaya or Jom Tien, and now here we've been up to Chiang Mai. Thailand's a very special place. Very special place. We also love it in Malaysia. We were just there. My kids love Malaysia so much because there's so much to do there. And it's probably the highest standard of living in Southeast Asia, the most organized, cleanest, and just so much to do. And I'll tell you, if you're sick and you need world-class health care, either Thailand or Malaysia is the place to go. So, going back to the poodle noodle, I just described to you our polyamorous lifestyle and how we're all happier than we've ever been, even if there's a setback, even if one of us gets sick, even if, we go through all the usual trials and tribulations, just like everybody else. But we don't spend 1 second of our time listening to the bullshit noodle. The bullshit noodle, that fucking bullshit, phony, fraud, ignorant woman has attacked people for years. I remember when HKE was on that attack list, she was saying, I don't make money wiping asses, because I think HKE was a caregiver. And there's nothing to hang your head about by being a caregiver or a maid or a nurse or any other profession that you're in. You do what you need to do to survive, and you do the best you can. This is coming from a woman who is doing cam shows. Now, I know girls that had to do cam shows, and I've helped people do it. We all like a good cam show, right? I know I do. But the criteria for this should be a working girl who has fallen short and is desperate because a desperate need has come up, not someone who's never worked a day in their fucking life. The person giving the criticism to HKE is someone who's been sitting on her ass for her entire life, waiting for people to send remittances and doing cam shows. Well, on the Muslim issue, Granddad, this is an interesting thing. First of all, I spent 30 years working in the Middle East. I know very few people that were polygamous. I know several in Malaysia, but very few in the Middle East, because you have to have an incredible financial backing to legally do it. You can legally do it, but we have to remember that Solomon, who wrote the book of Proverbs, Ecclesiastes, and Song of Solomon, had 700 wives and 300 concubines. Abraham, who's the father of the faith, the father of the three major religions, had multiple wives. And I think it's a lot more common than people realize. Now, cults like Mormons, Brigham Young had 58 wives. I don't see any prohibition on it, but you have twice as many bills, you have twice as many, you got twice as many blowjobs, but you got twice as many of everything, and it's not for everybody. The problem is, once you have these relationships and it's ironclad and the love is there, what do you do with it? And the circumstances are what made this happen. There was some extraordinary circumstances that brought this about that I won't get into at the moment. But it was not a product of cheating, that I can guarantee you. LaRue is in the house. Now, is LaRue and Paula the same person? I can't get that straight, because I think sometimes it is, but I remember LaRue back in the Fazio era. And if LaRue is Paula, why is the noodle against Paula? See, we're not up to speed on a lot of this stuff. All we know is that the poodle noodle is a disgraceful, despicable human being. I'll do the song again, okay? My Bonny, Bonny lies over the ocean. My Bonny lies over the sea. Bring my remittances to my Bonny Annie. I pay it every 2 days or 3. She has to excuse herself. She has a scheduled cam show. Bring back my Bonny Annie to me. Okay, so Paula Ruth. Oh, okay. Well, why does that pile of crap, why is she mad at you? See, she's been mad at everybody, Paula. I mean, I can go back to the beginning when she was mad at Breaking Tradition's wife, Betty. She was attacking her right and left. Another one that Adrian Gibson was involved in. She was dating, of course, Breaking Tradition, doing shows for him, giving out her videos and shows to every man in YouTube. Adrian Gibson's another one. She was attacking Chico Serres, Heidi, threatening to have Heidi extradited from France to face charges. Of course, she's been attacking me. And then, of course, there was Ruby. Her and Mom were friends for a while. And then, of course, she turned on Mom. And for many, many years, every day of her life was attacking Ruby and Flywoods, threatening to file cases, asking me to finance fake trips to CDO so she could be filmed, standing outside the DSWD office. Yeah, so that's who you're dealing with there, uh, Paula slash Larue. You're dealing. Just consider the source. Consider the source. You know, it's interesting. I'm in the business world, and I'm at a director level for 3 different companies, and I have people that, on one side, I get a lot of great feedback. You know, you're the best. I get promotions, raises, all the colleagues I deal with. I got about 300 people I deal with. Then you get someone on YouTube saying you're nothing but a pile of shit. They're a troll, of course. You're nothing. You're a horrible person. You're boring. You're repeating the same thing. You're doing this. You're doing that. And who do you want to believe? You got people who actually know you and have spent time with you, or someone who has no idea who you are in your life. Consider the source. And when that source is Dirty Annie, then maybe you should feel good about yourself. Because if Dirty Annie was on your side, you're probably doing something wrong. I know I was doing something wrong when I would give her money because I felt sorry for her, and she was attacking and attacking, attacking. I remember one time, toward the end of my time with her, I told her, I will help you with food. Her weight was only 30 kilos, and my goal was to get her to 40 kilos because I thought she was going to die because she was so skinny and so sick. And so I started buying her food every week. I also sent her protein powder, which she said she did research, quote unquote, and found that powder causes cancer. So she fed it to her animals. This is how stupid this person is, like literally retarded. And I told her, I will only help you if you stop attacking Ruby, because Ruby was pregnant at that time. So for a time she stopped, but then she couldn't hold it. She had to go back attacking. And the reason why she turned on me is because I finally said, no, I'm not going to give you any more money. Immediately she ran out and started doing shows against Honeyco. Honeyco, a woman who doesn't know anything about the poodle noodle, has no interest. Honeyco was a OFW for 10 years. She's not a loser like the noodle. She went out and made her own life, was successful, saved all her money, did an amazing job, also ran a successful show. Honeyco was one of the few people that made money on YouTube. I think her salary was $30,000 a month, and she was making about $25K on YouTube, almost the same as her salary. She kept that up for many years. If anyone knows the history, way back in 2019, Honeyco was a fixture on YouTube. And suddenly, she turned on her and started attacking her, calling her the mistress. Well, you can call her a mistress all you want. She's no mistress. And you got to wonder why there's literally hundreds and hundreds of videos with April and Honeyco together on YouTube. Don't believe everything you hear. A lot of people got an agenda with their opinion about things, but they don't have a clue what's going on in real life. All right, well, I think that has been enough of a diatribe about the comings and goings of the poodle noodle and her disgusting, sick, pervert supporter. What's his name? Sicko. Sicko the coward Miko, who threatened to kill me multiple times. Send me home in a body bag if I ever dared to show my face in Dublin. And of course, I've been there 5 or 6 times and gave him the coordinates and the name of the hotel, the room number, even live streamed for 3 hours one time, standing there right in the lobby, and he never showed up. What a shock. Now contrast that to a real man. Oh, LaRue, I mean, the Bonny Annie lies about everything. I could show you the 1,800 times she begged for money. I could show you all the time she wanted money to go to a hotel because she's fighting with her family. They're always screaming and shouting at each other. And when they get mad at her, they withhold the food, which is why she's only 30 kilos. I have all the records. I've shown them to, 3 or 4 people so they can verify that I'm not making this up. She was also helped many times by April. These people are just a lying sack of shit. Where was I heading with that? Let's see. So, Sicko, after all the threats to me and everybody else, I think he even threatened to kill Yad Zamodia, a female, if I remember right. I can't remember exactly. Yad's is about 4'10" and as harmless as can be, and yet this sick, creepy dude is threatening to kill her, if I remember right. And contrast this with E.T. Now, I know I've met E.T. at least 3 or 4 times, and maybe more, maybe 5. Now, I met him. He walked right up to me. We ate dinner or lunch many times. He went skating with us before at the skating place at Berjaya Times Square in Kuala Lumpur. And you know, we love the guy. My kids like the guy. April and Honeyco love the guy. We don't hound him. We don't, hunt him down every second and make him entertain us or anything. But we've met him multiple times and we've had lunch or dinner many times. Now, that's a real man. A real man. And by the way, E.T. is a lot taller than I thought. I think he's about 6'3", very tall for an Asian man. But why can't other men be like E.T.? He walked right up. Of course, there's no animosity. And then we talked. We got along fine. When it's time to go, he goes back home, and that's it. And now 3 years have gone by. We've never had arguments or anything. We're not attacking him. He doesn't attack me. That's what real men do. And if we did have a problem, we'd deal with it, me and him. I don't need to go to you. I don't need to go gossiping like a little bitch boy like everybody else seems to do. Like a fucking coward. Like all these people are so many people on YouTube are cowards. They go tattletale. Did you see what Biggie said? E.T. doesn't have to do that. He just messages us directly. If he has a question or an issue, that's what a real man does. Doesn't threaten to kill and then disappears. So my hat's off to E.T. Travel Freely for being a real man. And frankly, I'm tired of YouTube. We're loving our life, but we like to post our shorts. We occasionally do stuff. But it gets so old because you know what? YouTube is mostly a big mental hospital filled with just deranged, derelict people. And it's just very discouraging sometimes. So don't let it get to you, whatever you do. All right, so I'm going to wrap it up here, guys. It's been an hour. It's 59 minutes and 35 seconds. So I'm going to wrap it up with E.T.'s favorite song. And when I get done with the song, I'll click out. Here we go. Dear John, oh, how I hate to write my job.